All right, today we are going to make a veggie head using your selection tools. All right, so I'm going to show you an example of what we are going for. Let's see. Let's go with this little guy. All right, so what you're going to do is I'm going to give you a set of vegetables and fruits, and you're going to use your selection tools, and you're going to create a vegetable guy or girl. So these are some student examples, and they're posted in Google Classroom right here. These are simple examples, okay? You can also, if you want to, I have some themed examples that I will share. I'm not sure if the list is here, if the folder is in here. I'm going to find the folder and we'll talk about that in class, about the themed examples. So if you want to get super detailed, you can do something like this and get very, very artistic with your designs, okay? Completely up to you. Like, this is totally possible for you guys to do. You just need a little patience and a little creativity and imagination. All right. So if you want to replicate an artist or a person that you know, or yourself or a family member, you can totally do that. Okay. So these are some really, really super great examples. Okay. All right. But this one has some other things other than vegetables. These are like foods. Okay, we're not doing foods. We're just going to do fruits and vegetables today. All right, so what you're going to do is you are going to download these two veggie files. Okay, so I'm going to click on this first one, open the three dots, open a new window, and hit the download arrow. Once it downloads, you're going to navigate to Photoshop, and we're going to start by creating a new file. So we're going to create a new file. We're going to name it your first initial, last name, underscore Veggiehead. And we're going to size this either 8.5 inches, so 8.5 by 11, or vice versa, okay, 11 by 8.5, depending on the orientation you want it to lay out, if you want horizontal or vertical, okay? We're going to hit create. Once we create it, I suggest doing it 8.5 or 11 by 8.5. That way you can have it horizontal, and then we can create a background, a landscape background. All right, then we're going to open up our vegetable files. So we're going to go to File, Open. Locate your file in your download folder and hit Open. Okay, so yesterday we talked about the selection tools, or the day before. The best option for this project is going to be your object selection tool. Okay, so you're going to click on your object selection tool. You're going to click and drag across the piece that you want to use. Let it make its selection. Make sure that it's around the whole entire thing. And we're going to copy this. Command C to copy. Okay. You can also right click and go, let's see. So it won't let you right click and do copy. You can also go edit copy. Okay. And then you're going to jump back into your blank document. Okay, so these are tabs just like Google, right? And then we're going to paste that guy right here. Command V is a shortcut to paste. You can also go to edit, paste. Okay. All right. Oh, I didn't open my layer panel. Got to have that open. Make sure all of the things that you need to have open are opened. All right. So now I have my layer one, which is my big old head. I can resize this when I'm all done to get it the size that I want it to be. Okay, so I'm going to deselect, Command D to deselect, and I'm going to pick my next thing. So I didn't open both files. I'm just going to use what I have here, but I want you to download both of the files that I have provided for you because there's multiple options on this one. Okay, so go ahead and use both of these files. I'm going to open it. That way you have plenty of variety in your fruits and vegetables. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with my mouth. I'm going to go ahead and use this melon. So I'm going to go ahead and select it again. So using direct select or object selection tool, drag across. So it grabbed too much right here. So what I can do is I can either deselect it and try to select it again. See if that works. That works. Okay, so Command C, go back over here, Command V to paste, and what you see is I have a 2 layers now, okay? So I'm gonna place that, I can resize it. So if I hit Command T, this is going to allow me to transform my selection. You don't have to hold Shift in Photoshop when you are transforming your objects. I'm gonna hit return or hit the check mark up at the top. So I'm gonna repeat this process, okay? For my whole veggie guy, I need 2 ears, 2 eyes, a mouth, a nose, some hair, a body, 2 arms, and 2 legs, okay? When you are all done creating your veggie head, you're going to go online and you're going to find an image, a location to put your veggie guy in. So I'm gonna go to beach images and see what comes up. I'm gonna look for a nice beach location to let my guy chill. Make sure that you can view the photo. All right, so remember yesterday we talked about your size of your images. You want your image to be big enough for your background. So we're gonna make sure that the shortest size is 1200 pixels. So I'm gonna go up here to tools, go to size, go to large. This should knock out all of those small files. This one is perfect. It's not 1200. The shortest size is 1000, but this one should actually work. So I'm gonna save this image into my download folder, and I'm gonna go jump back into Photoshop, and I'm gonna go to File, Place. This is after my guy is done. I'm gonna place it embedded into the document, okay? So I'm gonna place it. I'm gonna go ahead and stretch it out to fit. So in Photoshop, you don't have the ability to view what's outside your artboard like you did in Illustrator, okay? So whatever's outside your artboard, consider it cropped. It's gonna disappear once we turn it in and we save it, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and drag this layer to the bottom, and obviously I would adjust my guy to fit. So say he's this big, I have arms and legs and all of that, or I wanna rotate him. I need to be able to select all of my layers that I've put on here. So I'm gonna click on layer 1, which is my head, hold shift, and we're gonna pretend like I have, 20 layers. I'm gonna select all of those layers by holding shift and clicking on the very top layer. This will not group them, but it will select all of the layers that I need to shrink down. So I'm gonna go ahead and shrink it down and place him where I need him to be, okay? So really quick, I'll show you an example. So I'm gonna give him some legs. We're gonna use, let's see. Let's use the corn for his legs. I know this is a really funny assignment, but it gets you guys looking at all of your options for your selection tools. And shrink this down. So I kind of want my legs to be a little bit skinnier, so I'm gonna hold shift and kind of shrink them down a little bit. Okay, yes, it's gonna look funny. Yes, it's not gonna look natural. It's gonna look weird. Okay, so I wanna make a copy of this. So what I can do is hold the Option key and click and drag, or I can do Command J and that will create a duplicate layer and I just move it over. Or I can do Command C and Command V to copy paste. Okay, completely up to you how you want to do this. All right, there's my legs. I'm gonna give him some arms. I'm just gonna use these so you get an idea. Okay, didn't grab everything, so I'm gonna come back in and see if I can grab a little bit more. If your selection is not working and it is not grabbing what you need it to grab, go in here and try a different tool. Okay, try a different selection tool. That's why you have options. So Command C, Command V. Okay, so I just want to show you what happens when I shrink these down and I select multiple layers. Command C, Command V. Actually, I'm going to, you can also right click and, oh, I already, sorry, I didn't. Okay. So you can also, you should be able to right click and copy, but I think they've taken that option away. So you do have to do either hold Option, click and drag over, click on my layer. Why is it not working? If it's not working, you're gonna go Command C, Command V, I don't know what that's not. Oh, because I hadn't committed my original transformation. That's why. Okay, so let's try this again. So there we go. And I'm going to hold shift to flip it. Let's see. So when you hold shift and you rotate things, it rotates it in like 15-degree increments. Okay, so I have all of these layers. We're going to pretend like I'm done. So I'm clicking on this first layer. I'm going to hold the shift key on the keyboard and click on this top layer. And then now that they're all selected, I can either put them in a folder to group them. I can right click. Oh, they're already grouped. Okay, so, and then I can go ahead and stretch out that guy and everything will move together. Okay. All right, when you are all done, you are going to save this file. Oops, I have to commit that, hit return. If you have that check mark up here, that means you haven't committed your transformation. Just hit that check mark or hit enter on the keyboard or return. I'm gonna save this file, save as. We're gonna save it as a Photoshop document in our Google Drive, in my drive, in your graphics project folder. You're going to change the format. You're going to make sure it says Photoshop, not Photoshop PDF, and you're going to hit save. So what this does, when I open your Photoshop file, it allows me to see all of your layers, okay? We're going to go ahead and export this as well. So we're going to go to File, Export As, and here this looks a little different than what you've seen in the past. You're going to make sure it says JPEG. You have three options, PNG, JPEG, and GIF. We're going to click JPEG. Leave all of this information the same and then go ahead and hit export. Put it in your download, in your, your drive folder, Google Drive, My Drive. You can also, should be able to come in here and go graphics projects and find it. And then hit save. You're going to turn both of those files into Google Classroom.